I know you are dying to know what is going on with real estate. Um, Being in the business, I've never seen so much uh, change so quickly in the real estate market. But stay tuned because you definitely want to be in tune with what's happening in Northeast Columbia. This is for single family homes, as always, single family, Northeast Columbia, residential homes. No patio homes. This isn't lots. This isn't commercial properties. This isn't townhomes or anything like that. These stats are only single family residential homes. So stay tuned because you definitely want to see what's happening for the month of April. So if you've been following the market stats that I've been putting out monthly or any of the market stats that's going on in the Columbia area, then you know that there has been quite a deal of change over the past, starting back with fall of last year with the interest rates rising, as well as where we're at now, which is the month of April. So these are April market stats. As always, this is Northeast Columbia, zip codes 29223, 29229, 29016. And then the Richland County portion of Elgin, which is 29045. Very interesting. The market right now, we are in full swing for the spring market. Kids will be getting out of school soon. You have military that are PCSing into Shaw Air Force Base as well as to Fort Jackson. And so there's a lot of activity that's going on in the marketplace. And I think you'll really be able to see that from the data and information that I'm going to share with you. Now, as always, this is just raw data. Now, how we interpret this data and how it applies to you specifically will always be different depending on your circumstances. When you bought the house, how much you owe, your neighborhood, where you're moving to. There's just so many other factors. But so this is a very broad stroke over the raw data, but what it means for you can be interpreted depending on where you are and also where you're going. And if you're a buyer or a seller, right? So what side of the spectrum you're on. So when you look at the total transactions that we had for Northeast, we are down 36% from what we did last year. That's to be expected. You got to think everything kind of came to a halt in like September, October, starting there. And so really we were kind of at the pinnacle. Think of a roller coaster, so last April we were kind of at the very tip top, right before everything kind of fell. So, we had 304 transactions last year during the month of April. And then this year, we only had 194. So that's down 36%. But you also got to think, even though the number's down, because interest rates are higher, there's also the fact that there's not as many buyers in the marketplace. So even though the numbers are down, there's still good activity in the marketplace because right now we don't have many buyers because of where the interest rates are. But look at this, home prices. Home prices went up. The average home price for the month of April was $327,000. Now, when I compared the last month as well as last year, you're going to be like, wow, what a jump. So since we turned the calendar on 2023, home prices have slowly been going up. January, it went up a little bit in February, went up a little bit in March, and then we had a big jump now looking at April. And our active listings are relatively the same. Last year we had 608. Right now we have 614, so a little bit more that's currently on the marketplace, a few more options. But my favorite stats to look at is days on the market as well as list price to sell price, because this tells us how fast buyers are reacting in the marketplace and then how much they're willing to pay in regards to list price to sell price. So just as a refresher, where we were at last month, which was March, the average sale price was $304,337. The list to sell price was 99.26%, and the average days on the market was 64. Now, last year, the average sale price was $316,000. The list to sell price ratio was 101.51, so people were paying over list price, and the average days on the market was 24, which is less than 30 days. So where are we at for April 2023? Well, The average sale price, as I just mentioned, $327,000. So that is a $23,000 jump from where we were at last month. When you look at the list price to sales price, we're at 99.07. Last month, we're at 99.26. Now we're at 99.07. So it did go down a little bit in terms of list price to sell price ratio. But when you look at the average price and how it jumped up, what a tremendous increase. And then look at days on the market. It went from 64 down to 53. So things are moving a lot quicker in the month of April. And we see that because now, once again, we're in the full spring market. And this trend is going to continue into May as things continue to progress with kids getting out of school as well as the PCS season. So I did do an interesting stat. So what I did was in the month of April, there were 174 resale listings on the market. Now, I'm not counting new construction. This is only resale. That means it's not a brand new house. Somebody's living in it and they're going to sell it. And they put it on the marketplace. 174 hit the market in the month of April. Out of those 174, 4 of them have already closed and 98 are pending. So if you put your home on the market out of these 174, if you lived in your home and you put it on the market in April, out of the 174, 4 have already closed and 98 are currently under contract, pending. And so that's less than 30 days. So that number, I anticipate whenever we do May market stats, is going to come down drastically. So you still got 63 that are active, and then you got 9 that are withdrawn, that they took off the market for whatever reason, even though they just listed it in April. So this really goes to show the activity that is happening in the marketplace. So yes, the market did slow down. It never slowed down enough to become balanced out or even, because the inventory problem that we have can't be solved that quickly. So we're still in a seller's market. Right now, we're starting to see multiple offers again. There's just a property that we submitted an offer for a buyer and we didn't get it. It was multiple offers. We ended up having to be a backup offer. There's another buyer we're working with where we submitted an offer. They ended up getting 20 offers on a house. So we are starting to see these multiple offers again, just like we were seeing, for 2022, 2021, et cetera. So this is our market absorption rate chart. When you look at the market absorption rate chart, you still see where inventory is. Once again, a balanced market is about 6 months worth of inventory. That's what statistics say. Experts say it's a balanced market where the advantage isn't to the seller or to the buyer. So as you can see, in March, we dipped down to 2 months worth of inventory. And now in April, we're back to 3 months. Still not enough inventory. Even though the buyers have decreased, there still isn't enough inventory for the buyer demand, which is why we're continuing to see home prices rise despite interest rates. We're continuing to see now homes sell faster, right? We just saw that they're selling 11 days faster in April because despite the interest rate, we're seeing sellers still get a relatively reasonable price, 99.07% of their list price. Now, they may pay some closing costs or some concessions, but there's so much equity that they have in the house now that that's still being reasonable and they're still being able to do that. And not only that, but that's also helping the market continue to stay active because now a seller can help pay some buy down rates, which makes the buyer feel more comfortable with the monthly payment that they're doing on their purchase price. So now, as always, I like to break it down in our chart to break down price points, and we now see what's going on. That price point, 200 to 400,000, that's the sweet spot, especially with our average price point being 300 or 327, right? That was the average sale price for April. So right there's 100 active with 121 pending, 58 closed. But look at 227 pending between 200 and 300,000. So that price point is extremely active with only 72 active listings. So only 72 active listings with 227 pending and 79 closed. So that is a very active price point. So what does all of this mean for you? Well, it depends on, once again, what price point you're at. You see, if you're under 100,000, there's not a lot of activity there. You could put your house on the market, you'd be the only one. There's currently no properties at 100,000, partly because home prices have went up. So that $100,000 home is now 110, 125, 115, where it may have been 95,000 back in 2020 or 2019, pre-COVID, right? So now it's hard to really find single family homes under that $100,000 mark, especially like that's move-in ready. That's kind of more of an investor area, right? But when you look at, once you get over 300,000, that 300 to 4, it's a lot more balanced. Only 58 closed, 121 pending, 100 that are currently active right now. And then once you have 400 to 500, a lot more balanced. 51 active, 58 pending, was 25 closed. And then as you get over that 500,000, you got 46 active, 38 pending, with only 16 closed. So depending on where you're at in the spectrum, how much equity you have, when did you buy your home, where do you want to go, how much money do you need, this data can apply to you differently. So if you have a need, if you're in the real estate market, if you're thinking about selling your house, give us a call. If you're thinking about purchasing or you want to invest in real estate, give us a call. We love to be able to take your call. It's free. There's no charge. Just have a conversation. See how we can be of service to you. There's so many things out there. Right now, I talk to for sale by owners as well as expired listings, and it's so important that you get it right, because the buyers are a lot more educated. Sellers are a lot more educated. So in general, the internet has made the consumer a lot more educated, but there's still things and nuances and intangibles that have to be addressed, that need to be monitored, that need to be considered in the home buying process. We can't take that human element out of it, as much as AI and artificial intelligence and cars drive themselves and all these other things are coming into play. There's still a human element and component. And not only that, this is the largest asset that most people have. And yes, it's a house that you will live in and that you will enjoy, but it is still an investment. And you want to be able to use that to fuel your life, whatever that is. So not only is it going to be the shell for the memories that you make with you and your family at home, but it's also going to be an avenue for you to be able to have other experiences as well. And we love to help you capitalize on that the best way we can. So once again, my name is Antonio Newton with the Newton Group at Coldwell Banker, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch April's market stats for Northeast Columbia. If you have any real estate questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. 803-608-2597. And again, thank you so much for watching.